What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. This is the Oppo Find N3 Flip. I have been blown away by its style, look, functionality. Almost everything about this phone has completely flipped my view of flip phones. Let's talk. So for some context, just last month, I released a video on the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 and went on to talk for about 10 minutes as to why the flip phone was not for me. Ultimately, condensed into a few sentences, the Z Flip 5 was trying to be a phone while folded. The 3.4-inch screen that can reply to apps and can do things while folded is all great, but ultimately I find myself having to open the device to use it as an actual phone more often than not. The Oppo Find N3 Flip isn't trying to be that. It is very much leaning into the fact that, hey, you can check your notifications, you can interact with this cool little character and many, many others. But ultimately, we want you to open the phone up to use the actual phone. And when you open the phone up, we want you to absolutely love our wider, taller, sharper inner display. We want you to take advantage of our better speaker system than the Z Flip 5. We want you to use the outer cameras as much as possible. The triple rear cameras as much as possible. The Samsung Z Flip 5 wasn't doing that for me. It was basically showing off, look, we can make a flip phone, but we're not sure how functional it is for you. I also want to point out that what the Z Flip 5 had was an absolutely gaping crease. And I say gaping crease compared to this, because as you can see from these images, the crease on the Z Flip 5 is far more apparent than it is on the Flip 3. That's what I'm going to call it from now, the Oppo Find N3 Flip, or I'll just call it the N3 Flip. So yes, I wasn't sure what to title this video or call it. I've only had the phone for around less than a week now anyway. So it's not a full review, and it's not my first impressions. It's just, I think, an homage, a bit of a statement for those that are flip fans. If you are a flip phone fan, please consider the Oppo Find N3 Flip. Now, this has been the longest introduction ever. We're not actually at the points I want to make yet. So let's go. So I've decided I'm probably going to title this video something like why the Find N3 Flip is better than the Z Flip 5. And essentially it comes down to three areas. Number one, I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to wait till the end for retention, but I'm going to talk about, for me, the best feature, and that's the cameras. The camera system on the Oppo Find N3 is essentially the OnePlus 11 camera system lifted and shifted onto this device. Now what that means is the wide and ultra wide 50, 48 megapixel cameras produce fantastic images in low light, daytime and nighttime photography. But what stands out here is there is a third lens. For the first time, I believe, pop in the comments if I'm wrong, but for the first time ever, there is a flip phone on the market with a third lens. And it's a 2x telephoto, no, not 3x or 5x periscope, but it's better than nothing. And let me tell you, that 2x telephoto looks pretty sharp and clear at 5x using some digital zoom there as well. Now that essentially means you've got a near mid-range to base flagship camera system on a flip device. Now those that follow the channel know that foldable phones seem to always get the second-rate camera system when you look at Samsung and Google and others. It took a while for us to get some better cameras. Well, now it seems like Oppo are prioritizing hardware, as well as the fact the phone can flip. So I appreciate Oppo for that. And as you can see from these images, produce fantastic results. I mean, again, you've got a mirrorless DSLR camera in your pocket at all times. In 2023, whether it's a mid-tier, budget, flagship phone, I guarantee you can take some pretty nice social media pics from your phone, if you're that way inclined. Now, the second thing I want to talk about and why this is better than the Z Flip 5, as I kind of mentioned for too long in my intro, the outer screen / knowledge of what this device is. To me, the Z Flip 5 is caught in a space where it's trying to be a mobile phone from the outside. When really, unless it's a large foldable, that's just not possible. Even with the world's smallest hands and the world's best eyesight, you can't functionally use a phone like this all day. What the Oppo Find N3 leans into is the fact that I can see my apps, I can view my apps, I can view the time, I can view my widgets, I can change this little cool character. I know I keep coming back to it, but look how cool it is. But when I actually want to use the device I've paid close to £1,000 for, I have to go through the hardship of simply opening it. And as I mentioned, because I know I'm having to open it all the time, I'm cool with that. I know that when I open it, it looks great, everything works perfectly. It's a normal slate phone. With the Z Flip, because it's trying to sell itself as a phone that you don't have to open up all the time, you can simply keep it folded and get through your day-to-day routine. It just didn't work for me. So with regards to multitasking, the inner display for viewing content, 6.81 inches, the Z Flip 5 also has a small issue that it's slightly narrower, so it still feels like an Xperia. If you've ever held a Sony Xperia smartphone, it's that aspect ratio. This is much wider and probably the same height, but because it is wider, it feels much more like an S23 Ultra or S23 anyway. Now, the third thing I want to talk about, and it's actually shocked me as much as it's probably about to shock you, is the software. This is a pre-released Oppo Find N3 Flip with a Chinese ROM on it. You can buy it from WONDA Mobile, link in description, use my link, kick some money back to me, it really helps the channel. And if it's not this phone you want, have a peruse around WONDA. Anything you buy, if you pay by bank transfer, you'll get 3.8% off as a thank you from WONDA. And again, I get $10 for every purchase through that link. Now, the Find N3 Flip is just under £1,000, about £950, but that is for the 0.5 terabyte version with 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now, this device comes with Oppo's own ColorOS software, and with it being a Chinese ROM, I fully expected the software experience to be troublesome at first. Notifications, battery saving, something that the Samsung Z Flip 5 certainly has no issues with. Now, what I have been shocked at is that I have done nothing to this device when it comes to battery saving, notifications, literally, and I mean this, truly nothings. As I'm speaking, I just got an alert from Instagram, which comes up on here again. You can tap on it to expand it, and there's the alert. That's fantastic. Now, ColorOS software, for those who don't know, comes with so much personalization, much like the Good Lock app, but it's all built in. You don't have to download a separate app. It's all built in. So from the inside screen to the outside smaller screen, to your sounds, your tones, your vibration, your haptics, everything is customizable on this device stock. And the fact that I have had no issues with battery saving mode, not giving me notifications on time, push alerts, the whole time, again, I've changed no settings whatsoever. I slapped my SIM card in this for a few days until I got the iPhone. Now I'm rocking it without a SIM card. The fact I'm having no issues is just, yeah, really, really happy with that. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't come with its software quirks like no Android Auto because it's a Chinese ROM. But other than that, full Google Play Store, same old goes. everything works just as normal. So while that third point might not be better than Samsung, it's certainly better than what I expected my experience to be. So all that together, wrapped in a nutshell, after 1 week, not my full review, but after 1 week with this device, I absolutely love it. So if you're in the market for a flip phone, please consider the Oppo Find N3 Flip. I will be back at some point over the next week or two with a full review of the device. This is going nowhere for now. I love it. If you've got any questions, pop them down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. And if you're sitting there watching my video for free, not hitting like and not hitting subscribe, have a nice time. Have a good day. And until next time.